It's funny, you know. I mean, how people have these amazing dreams. I don't know, like really extraordinary dreams, you know, like I don't know, flying through space, you know, riding a fucking panda, or wielding a fucking lightsaber. You know, I don't know. I mean, I say this because my dreams usually are pretty normal, you know, like pretty normal things. Just driving my car, having lunch, being at work, talking to somebody I know. Actually, sometimes they're so normal that I get confused, you know, like, and I don't know if it actually happened or if it was just part of the dream. I don't know. It's crazy. Joven, ¿le podemos encargar dos cervezas, por favor? Sí, cómo no. Gracias. De barril, por favor. Ok. By the way, I never told you about Maria, did I? Then I guess it's been a while, huh? The thing is that things were really bizarre with this woman. And it all starts with, gracias. With this, same old average shebang, just get up, get some coffee with the news, go to work, work and get back. But there was this one day on which, I don't know, I kind of had the urge for something to change, and it wasn't something in particular, it was just something that had to change, So, I got my cup of coffee and my bagel. And then I said, well, what if I take the bus, for a change? So I did. I went to the bus stop. And there she was. I remember she was all in white. But I mean, I don't want to get all cheesy and stuff, but she really looked beautiful, man. Thing is that, of course, I did not just like go up and talk to her. It took me a little bit of time, but eventually, after a couple of days, I actually had the nerve to just, get near and say hi. ¿Estás leyendo las puertas?
¿Perdón?
¿Estás leyendo las puertas de la recepción?
Sí.
¿No se te hace que está como muy denso?
Pues la verdad no tanto.
¿Cómo te llamas?
María. ¿Y
María.
tú?
Yo soy Diego.
Mucho gusto.
Mucho gusto.
Es que no escucho tanto por los carros.
Por el audífono también.
Sí.
And then it just kind of went off from there, Like, it actually went off pretty smoothly, I would just go pick her up. We'd go grab something to eat, We drank shitloads of coffee. But mostly what we did was, talk a lot, Mostly it was just like small, average chit chat, small talk. But eventually, sometimes those little talks grew to be more substantial talks, and that was really good.
¿Sabes qué es lo que me gusta de los miradores? Cuando estás aquí arriba y tú estás viendo todo, te cambia un poquito. Como que ya no sos solo un punto de esos 1000 puntos de los que están allá, pues. Y te da un tiempo como de reflexionar y pensar cosas que tal vez antes nunca te habías puesto a pensar, como qué es lo que le está pasando a las personas o sus historias y hasta lo que están soñando, pues. Entonces, no sé, es como un tiempo que lo usas como para despegarte de todo aquello que te tiene como atado y así, y solo concentrarte en ti y cambiar tu visión y tu panorama de todo lo que está pasando, pues. No sé.
¿Pensaste en eso, en todo eso ahorita? Te cago, ¿no? But like, out of everything that we lived together, I mean, I remember I remember when I would go pick her up, and then we'd be eating something. But there's some certain details that I don't remember. You know, and I know it sounds crazy, but you know, I mean, I remember that I went to her house, you know, and then that I was in my house, but I don't remember like the way, like driving in my car, you know, back home. And I know it may sound crazy, but that's kind of like the structures that people have in their dreams, you know, like you'd be in one place and then there's no logical transition to you went to another place, you know. And I know you must be thinking that I'm crazy, but I'm not. I haven't gotten to the crazy part yet. I remember that I took her to this beautiful place. It's a place that I like a lot. And we'd go, you know, just a place. I'm not talking about a motel or anything, you know. I'm just talking about a nice place to just chill, you know, and sit back and talk, you know. So I took her there, and I remember it was a beautiful place, you know, a beautiful sunset. I remember she was just beautiful. And then when we got back, I mean, I remember that she dropped an earring, and she left it in my car. So I picked it up, you know, and I kept it in my house, you know, in my drawer, just to keep it safe. But then one day, you know, I remember that I had to. I told her that I was gonna go have lunch with her. And what's crazy is that I started looking for the damn earring, and I looked all over the place. I looked for the damn thing everywhere. And it wasn't there, you know. I couldn't find the fucking thing. So I don't know. The thing is that I just, you know, I just went off to her house.
María, ¿te acuerdas cuando fuimos a la montaña? Cuando te llevó a una montaña.
No, no tengo idea de qué me estás hablando.
Cuando ¿no te acuerdas?
No, no, te juro que no.
Hasta se te cayó un arete en el coche, ¿no te acuerdas?
De verdad, no. No me acuerdo de nada. Perdón.
No. ¿No te acuerdas de verdad? No fue hace mucho, fue hace como, no sé, 2 meses o algo así.
No, o sea, aquí están mis aretes, pues no, no me recuerdo de nada.
O sea, perdón que como que lo esté repitiendo, pero seguro no te acuerdas.
Te juro que no tengo la menor idea ni de lo que me estás hablando. Pues.
María, es que, te lo juro, o sea, perdón, es que no, o sea, no puedo creer que, no es como que me lo inventé, ¿sabes? O sea, estoy seguro. ¿No te acuerdas que fuimos?
No, me acuerdo, ya te lo dije una y un millón de veces.
Bueno,
ya no me
pero
estés
no te pongas
molestando. Tú te pones así de esas maneras y yo no tengo nada que ver, no hice
Está
nada.
bien.
No sé, ya. O sea, igual si ni me recuerdo, pues ha de haber estado malísimo, pues. Por algo es, ¿no? ¿Qué? ¿Qué tenés? Y empezaste otra vez.
After that, I never heard from her like for days, you know. And I tried, you know, reading the newspapers to look for the guy that I ran over. but nothing, you know. It was weird. You know, a couple of days after, I got a phone call, and it was her. She told me to meet her at, you know, the cool spot where we used to look over the city. You know, so I went, and I remember she was standing there. You know, I really do remember that. And she told me like that we should move to a different spot because that spot was getting too old. She said, you know. I mean, so I followed her, you know, and I started following her through like trees and branches and rocks and shit. And I remember that I started to lag behind, but maybe she was going too fast. I don't know. The point is that I remember that she turned around and said, you know, come on, catch up. You know, she got that joke from Mia Wallace. And you know, I remember I was trying to catch up with her, and then suddenly, you know, I got to the top. You know, and I was alone. And all I did was just like stare at all the city lights, you know. I just sat there, and those city lights were the same lights that I saw when I was driving back home. And those were the exact same lights that I saw when I, you know, closed my eyes before I went to sleep. I don't know, man. It just, the thing is, and I really felt that it was real, you know. And I mean, I know it was real because, and I felt it, you know. And yeah, at times I have my doubts, you know. Sometimes I think that, I don't know, maybe it was just something I made up, you know. Even meeting her, I tried her apartment a couple of times, you know, and there was just an old lady lived there, and she told me that there's no Maria here. But I'm sure, you know, it's kind of like a movie, you know. You know, movies are just big fat lies, but when people have like an emotional outcome, you know, I don't know, like they get affected by them. They become real, you know. I mean, I bet that from a movie, you know, because of a movie, a person asked for forgiveness or talked to somebody, you know, or felt something reflected on their own lives. You know, it's real for them. You see? And this whole thing with Maria, it was real for me, you know? Joven.
It's funny, isn't it?
What?
You know, how people say they have these amazing dreams.